You are never alone, not for a single moment, not in your darkest hour, not in your greatest triumph, not in the quiet moments when you wonder if anyone sees you, if anyone cares, if anyone knows the battles you're fighting inside. There is a presence, a force, an intelligence that flows through everything, and it flows through you. This isn't something you need to earn. This isn't something you need to qualify for. This protection, this divine guidance, this loving presence is already yours. It has always been yours. It will always be yours. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. You might be saying, well, if there's divine protection, why do bad things happen? Why do I struggle? Why do I feel pain? And these are fair questions, honest questions, human questions. But here's what I want you to understand. Protection doesn't mean isolation from experience. Protection doesn't mean you'll never face challenges. Protection means that in every single experience, in every single moment, there is a purpose, there is a lesson, there is growth available to you. And more than that, there is always a way through, always. Think about the times in your life when you thought you couldn't go on. Remember those moments when you were certain you wouldn't make it, when the pain was too much, when the challenge seemed impossible. And yet, here you are. You made it, you survived, you grew. That wasn't luck, that wasn't accident. That was divine protection working in your life, giving you exactly what you needed, exactly when you needed it. Sometimes it came as strength. Sometimes it came as a kind word from a stranger. Sometimes it came as a sudden insight, a change in perspective, a door opening just when you needed it most. The universe is not against you. The universe is not indifferent to you. The universe is conspiring on your behalf every single moment of every single day. But you have to understand how this works. You have to understand the nature of this protection. God doesn't protect you by building walls around you, by keeping you in some safe little bubble where nothing ever touches you. That's not protection. That's imprisonment. Real protection comes through empowerment. Real protection comes through giving you the strength, the wisdom, the courage, the resilience to handle whatever comes your way. You see, you are not a helpless being in a random universe. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. You are a piece of the divine, temporarily housed in a physical body, learning, growing, evolving, and the same intelligence that creates galaxies, that turns acorns into oak trees, that heals wounds and beats your heart without you having to think about it. This same intelligence is guiding your life. It's protecting you. It's watching over you. It knows what you need before you ask for it. But here's the key. Here's what most people miss. You have to align yourself with this protection. You have to open yourself to it. You have to trust it. When you live in fear, when you live in doubt, when you live in resistance to what is, you're essentially closing the door to divine guidance. You're saying, no, thank you, I'll handle this myself. And that's when life gets hard. That's when you struggle. Not because God has abandoned you, but because you've temporarily disconnected from the source of your strength. Let me tell you something about fear. Fear is the opposite of faith. Fear says, I'm alone. I'm not protected. I have to control everything. I have to worry about everything. Faith says, I am guided. I am protected. I trust the process. I trust the universe. I trust that everything is working out for my highest good, even when I can't see it yet. And when you live from faith instead of fear, everything changes. Absolutely everything. You start to notice things. You start to see the synchronicities, the coincidences that aren't really coincidences at all. You meet exactly the right person at exactly the right time. You read exactly the right book. You hear exactly the right words. You have exactly the right idea. This is divine protection in action. This is the universe saying, I've got you. I'm guiding you. Trust me. Now, some of you have been through real trauma, real pain, real suffering. And you might be asking, where was God then? Where was this protection when I needed it most? And I want to speak to that directly with compassion, with understanding. Sometimes the protection isn't in preventing the experience. Sometimes the protection is in giving you the strength to survive it, the courage to face it, the wisdom to learn from it, and the resilience to become even stronger because of it. Every great spiritual teacher throughout history has faced challenges. Every great soul has walked through fire. This isn't punishment. This isn't abandonment. This is the process of growth, of evolution, of becoming who you're meant to be. The caterpillar has to go through the struggle of the cocoon to become a butterfly. If you cut the cocoon open to help it, the butterfly will die because it needed that struggle to develop the strength to fly. Your struggles are developing your wings. And here's something beautiful. Every single time you overcome something, every single time you rise above a challenge, every single time you choose faith over fear, love over hate, forgiveness over resentment, you're not just helping yourself. You're helping everyone around you. You're raising the consciousness of the entire planet. You're becoming a living example of divine protection in action. You're showing others what's possible. God protects you by giving you free will. Think about that. The creator of the universe, the source of all that is, loves you enough to give you complete freedom. You can choose fear or faith. You can choose love or hate. You can choose to see yourself as a victim or as a powerful creator. You can choose to believe you're alone or to remember you're always connected to Source. This is protection at the highest level because it allows you to grow, to learn, to evolve, to become all that you're capable of being. And here's the thing about free will. Your thoughts create your reality. The way you think about yourself, about your life, about your circumstances, this determines your experience. If you think you're unprotected, if you think you're a victim, if you think life is hard and unfair and random, then that becomes your reality. Not because it's true, but because your thoughts are that powerful. But if you change your thinking, if you start to see yourself as protected, guided, loved, supported by the universe itself, then your entire experience changes. Same life, different perception, completely different reality. Let me tell you about the power of gratitude in accessing divine protection. When you're grateful, when you're thankful, when you appreciate what you have, you're sending a signal to the universe that says, yes, more of this please. You're opening yourself to receive. You're acknowledging the good that's already in your life, and that acknowledgement attracts more good. It's a law, as reliable as gravity. Gratitude is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Gratitude is how you tap into divine protection consciously, deliberately, powerfully. Start noticing the small miracles. Your heart beats without you thinking about it. You breathe automatically. You have eyes to see, ears to hear, a mind to think. You have another day, another chance, another opportunity. These aren't small things. These are extraordinary miracles that we take for granted. When you start appreciating these things, when you start recognizing the divine protection that's already operating in your life at the most basic level, you open yourself to experiencing it at higher and higher levels. And what about when things go wrong? What about when you lose your job, when a relationship ends, when your plans fall apart? Here's what I want you to understand. Sometimes what looks like a disaster is actually divine protection redirecting you. Sometimes the universe is saying, not this way, this way. Sometimes what you thought you wanted wasn't actually in your highest good, and the universe loves you enough to close that door so a better one can open. But you have to trust. You have to have faith. You have to believe that everything, absolutely everything, is working out for you, not against you. I've seen this in my own life countless times. The job I didn't get that seemed like a tragedy at the time, but it led me to something so much better. The relationship that ended that broke my heart, but it made space for a love I never could have imagined. The plan that fell apart, that seemed like failure, but it redirected me to my true purpose. Every single time, what looked like a problem was actually divine protection guiding me to something better. You have to develop this trust. You have to cultivate this faith. You have to practice seeing every experience, even the challenging ones, especially the challenging ones, as opportunities for growth, for learning, for becoming stronger, wiser, more compassionate. This is how you align yourself with divine protection. This is how you open yourself to miracles. Let's talk about intuition. You have an inner guidance system, a still small voice inside you that knows the way. This is divine protection speaking to you directly. But how often do you listen to it? How often do you ignore it because your logical mind says something different, because other people have different opinions, because you're afraid to trust yourself? Your intuition is God speaking to you. Your gut feelings are divine guidance. That sense that something is right or something is off, that's not random, that's protection. Start honoring your intuition. Start trusting those inner nudges. When something doesn't feel right, there's a reason. When something feels right, even if you can't explain it logically, there's a reason. You are always being guided. You are always being protected. But you have to listen. You have to trust. You have to follow that inner wisdom. And here's something important. Divine protection doesn't mean you never make mistakes. It means that even your mistakes are part of the plan. Even your so-called failures are teaching you something you needed to learn. There are no wrong turns, only different paths. There are no mistakes, only experiences. When you understand this, when you really get this, you stop living in fear. You stop trying to control everything. You start flowing with life instead of fighting against it. You know what blocks divine protection more than anything? Resentment, anger, unforgiveness. When you hold on to grudges, when you refuse to forgive, when you keep replaying past hurts, you're essentially building walls around your heart. You're closing yourself off from love, from guidance, from the very protection you're seeking. Forgiveness isn't about saying what happened was okay. Forgiveness is about freeing yourself. Forgiveness is about releasing the poison so the divine can flow through you unobstructed. Who do you need to forgive? Maybe it's someone who hurt you. Maybe it's yourself for choices you made. Maybe it's God for allowing something painful to happen. Whatever it is, whoever it is, forgiveness is the key to freedom. Forgiveness is how you remove the blocks. Forgiveness is how you open yourself to receive the full measure of divine protection that's always available to you. Now, let me address something else. Some people think that divine protection means you'll always be comfortable, always be happy, always get what you want. That's not how it works. Sometimes divine protection looks like discomfort, because discomfort wakes you up. Sometimes it looks like disappointment, because disappointment redirects you. Sometimes it looks like loss, because loss teaches you what really matters. The universe isn't here to make you comfortable. The universe is here to help you grow, to evolve, to become all that you're capable of being. Think about a seed. For a seed to become a flower, it has to break open. It has to push through the soil. It has to struggle toward the light. That struggle isn't a sign that something's wrong. That struggle is the process of becoming. Your struggles are the same. They're breaking you open, helping you grow, transforming you into who you're meant to be. And through it all, through every moment of struggle, you are protected. You are guided. You are loved. Here's a radical idea. What if everything that's ever happened to you, the good and the bad, the joyful and the painful, was exactly what you needed for your soul's growth? What if there are no accidents, no random events, no meaningless suffering? What if it's all part of a divine plan that's so much bigger than you can see from your limited human perspective? What if you're always exactly where you need to be, learning exactly what you need to learn, becoming exactly who you need to become? When you start living from this perspective, everything shifts. You stop being a victim. You stop blaming. You stop complaining. You start taking responsibility for your experience. You start seeing the lessons in everything. You start trusting the process. And that trust, that faith, that surrender to the divine plan, that's when you experience true peace. That's when you feel the protection that's always been there. Let me tell you about surrender. A lot of people misunderstand surrender. They think it means giving up, being passive, letting life happen to you. That's not surrender. Real surrender is active. Real surrender is saying, I'm going to do everything I can, give everything I have, show up fully, and then I'm going to trust the outcome to divine wisdom. Real surrender is the combination of maximum effort and zero attachment to results. It's doing your part and trusting God to do the rest. When you surrender like this, when you stop trying to control everything, when you stop forcing and pushing and manipulating and worrying, that's when miracles happen. That's when doors open that you didn't even know existed. That's when solutions appear that you never could have thought of yourself. That's when you experience divine protection in ways that astound you, that amaze you, that fill you with awe and gratitude. You are so much more than you think you are. You are so much more powerful than you realize. You have within you right now everything you need to handle anything that comes your way. This isn't positive thinking. This isn't wishful fantasy. This is truth. You are a spiritual being with access to infinite intelligence, infinite wisdom, infinite love, infinite power. The same source that creates everything is within you, is expressing itself as you. When you remember this, when you live from this awareness, you become unstoppable. Divine protection isn't something outside of you watching over you. Divine protection is the truth of who you are. You are an expression of the divine. You are God in human form, experiencing itself, knowing itself, growing itself. How could you not be protected? How could you not be guided? How could you not be loved? It's impossible. It's like asking if a wave is protected by the ocean. The wave is the ocean. You are the divine. And when you know this, really know this, not just intellectually, but in every cell of your being, your entire life transforms. Let me address fear one more time because it's so important. Fear is faith in what you don't want to happen. Fear is praying for what you don't want. Every time you worry, Every time you think about worst-case scenarios, every time you imagine things going wrong, you're essentially asking the universe for those experiences. You're using your creative power to manifest your fears. And the universe always says yes. It always gives you what you focus on, what you think about, what you believe. So instead of fearing what might go wrong, start focusing on what could go right. Instead of worrying about bad things happening, start imagining good things happening. Instead of expecting problems, start expecting miracles. This isn't naive. This isn't denying reality. This is choosing which reality you want to experience. This is using your God-given power of thought to create the life you want instead of the life you fear. And when fear comes up, because it will, you're human, don't fight it. Don't resist it. Don't judge yourself for feeling it. Just notice it. Just observe it. Just say, oh, there's fear. That's interesting. And then choose something else. Choose faith. Choose trust. Choose love. Choose to remember that you are always protected, always guided, always safe in the hands of the divine. You know what's amazing? The more you trust divine protection, the more you experience it. The more you expect to be guided, the more guidance you receive. The more you look for evidence of miracles, the more miracles you see. It's like your faith activates the protection. Your belief opens the door. Your trust allows the flow. This is why all the great spiritual teachers talked about faith. This is why they said faith can move mountains. Not because faith changes God, but because faith changes you. Faith aligns you with the divine. Faith opens you to receive what's always been available. Let me tell you about prayer. Real prayer isn't begging. Real prayer isn't asking God to change things. Real prayer is aligning yourself with divine will. Real prayer is saying, thank you for protecting me. Thank you for guiding me. Thank you for loving me. I trust you. I trust the process. I trust that everything is working out for my highest good. This is the prayer of faith. This is the prayer of trust. This is the prayer that opens you to experience the full measure of divine protection. And meditation, sitting in silence, quieting your mind, connecting with that still small voice within, this is how you hear the guidance. This is how you feel the presence. This is how you experience the peace that surpasses all understanding. You don't have to meditate for hours. Even 5 minutes a day, even 2 minutes a day, just sitting quietly, breathing, being present, opening yourself to the divine, this changes everything. This connects you to the source of your protection. Here's something else. Divine protection operates through other people. That friend who called right when you needed them. That stranger who helped you. That teacher who believed in you. That person who gave you a chance. These aren't coincidences. These are angels in human form. These are the universe protecting you through other people. And you know what? You get to be that for others too. You get to be the answer to someone else's prayer. You get to be the miracle in someone else's life. You get to be divine protection made visible. When you help others, when you give, when you serve, when you love, you're aligning yourself with the divine. You're becoming a channel for protection, for guidance, for blessings. And what you give, you receive multiplied. It's a spiritual law. The more you become an instrument of divine protection for others, the more protected you feel yourself. The more you give love, the more loved you feel. The more you offer peace, the more peaceful you become. Now, what about those times when you feel completely lost, when you have no idea what to do, when every option seems wrong, when you can't hear any guidance? These are the times to surrender most completely. These are the times to say, I don't know, but you do. I can't see the way, but you can. I'm lost, but you know exactly where I am and where I need to go. I trust you. And then you wait, you listen, you stay open, and the answer always comes. Maybe not on your timeline, but always on divine timing. Always exactly when you need it. Divine timing is another aspect of protection. Sometimes what you want doesn't come when you want it because the timing isn't right. Sometimes you're not ready. Sometimes circumstances need to align. Sometimes other pieces need to fall into place first. And divine protection knows this. Divine wisdom sees the bigger picture. Divine love gives you what you need when you need it, not necessarily when you want it. And when you trust this, when you surrender to divine timing, you save yourself so much frustration, so much stress, so much suffering. Let's talk about abundance. Divine protection includes abundance. You are meant to thrive, not just survive. You are meant to prosper, to have more than enough, to experience richness in every area of your life. But abundance isn't just about money. Abundance is about love, joy, peace, health, meaningful relationships, fulfilling work, creative expression. Abundance is about feeling rich in all the ways that matter. And here's the key to experiencing abundance. Stop thinking in terms of scarcity. Stop believing there isn't enough. Stop thinking you have to compete with others for limited resources. The universe is infinite. There is more than enough for everyone. When you believe in abundance, when you expect abundance, when you feel grateful for the abundance you already have, you attract more abundance. This is divine protection providing for you. This is the universe saying yes to your faith, yes to your belief, yes to your expectation of good. But you have to be willing to receive. So many people are great at giving but terrible at receiving. They don't feel worthy. They don't feel deserving. They think they have to earn it. But divine love doesn't work that way. Divine love gives freely, abundantly, without conditions. You don't have to earn protection. You don't have to deserve guidance. You don't have to be perfect to be loved. You are loved because you exist. You are protected because you are a child of God. You are guided because you are part of the divine. It's that simple. So practice receiving. When someone compliments you, receive it. When someone helps you, receive it. When good things come your way, receive them with gratitude and joy. Say thank you. Appreciate it. Feel worthy of it. Because you are worthy. You are so worthy. Not because of anything you've done or haven't done, but because of who you are at your core. You are divine. You are loved. You are protected. Always. Now, some of you are going through really hard things right now. Maybe you're dealing with illness. Maybe you're facing financial struggles. Maybe your relationship is falling apart. Maybe you're grieving a loss. And I want to speak directly to you. You are not alone. Even in your darkest moment, especially in your darkest moment, you are held. You are loved. You are protected. This experience you're going through, as painful as it is not the end of your story. It's a chapter. It's part of your journey, and you will get through this. Not because I say so, but because the same force that has brought you through every other challenge in your life is still with you, still working, still guiding, still protecting. And sometimes the protection looks like strength to endure. Sometimes it looks like peace in the midst of chaos. Sometimes it looks like hope when everything seems hopeless. Sometimes it looks like the sun breaking through the clouds after a long storm. You can't always see it in the moment, but when you look back, you'll see how you were carried. You'll see how you were guided. You'll see how you were never, ever alone. Here's what I know for sure. You were not created to fail. You were not created to suffer endlessly. You were not created to be small, to play it safe, to live in fear. You were created to grow, to expand, to express the divine within you in unique and beautiful ways. You were created to be a light in this world. And that light cannot be extinguished by circumstances, by other people, by anything external. That light is who you are. That light is the divine within you. That light is eternal, unshakable, invincible. Divine protection is teaching you to remember this. Every challenge is inviting you to go deeper, to connect more fully with your true nature, to access the power within you. Every obstacle is an opportunity to rise higher, to become stronger, to shine brighter. You are not a victim of life. You are a creator. You are not helpless. You are powerful beyond measure. You are not separate from God. You are an expression of God. When you live from this truth, when you embody this understanding, when you walk through your days knowing you are divinely protected, guided, and loved, your energy changes. Your vibration rises. You become magnetic to good things. Opportunities find you. The right people appear. Resources become available. Solutions present themselves, not through manipulation or force, but through alignment, through being in harmony with the divine flow, through trusting the protection that's always been there. And let me tell you something beautiful. You don't have to be perfect to be protected. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to be enlightened or spiritually advanced or anything other than who you are right now. The divine loves you exactly as you are. The divine protects you in your messiness, in your confusion, in your doubt, in your fear. You don't have to clean yourself up first. You don't have to get your act together before you deserve protection. You are loved unconditionally. You are protected unconditionally, right here, right now, exactly as you are. So, wherever you are in your life, whatever you're facing, whatever challenges lie ahead, remember this. You are never alone. You are always protected. You are constantly guided. You are eternally loved. This isn't something you have to hope for or wish for or work for. This is already true. This has always been true. This will always be true. Your job isn't to make it true. Your job is to remember it, to trust it, to live from this awareness. And when you do, when you really do, when you let this truth sink into every cell of your being, everything changes. Fear dissolves. Anxiety melts away. Worry becomes unnecessary. You move through life with a confidence that's not arrogant, but grounded in truth. You face challenges with courage because you know you're not facing them alone. You take risks because you trust you're being guided. You love more freely because you know you're protected. You live more fully because you remember who you are and whose you are. This is the gift. This is the blessing. This is the truth that sets you free. God protects you not by controlling your life, not by keeping you in a bubble, not by preventing all pain, but by giving you everything you need to thrive in the midst of whatever comes. By giving you strength, by giving you wisdom, by giving you courage, by giving you resilience, by giving you love, by giving you peace, by giving you the awareness that you are never, ever alone. So trust the process. Trust the journey. Trust the protection. Trust the divine plan that's unfolding perfectly, even when you can't see it. Trust that you are always in the right place at the right time, learning exactly what you need to learn. Trust that you are loved beyond measure. Trust that you are protected by a force so powerful, so intelligent, so loving that nothing can ultimately harm you. Your body may be temporary, but you are eternal. Circumstances may change, but the truth of who you are never changes. You are divine. You are protected. You are loved, always and forever. This is the truth. This is the promise. This is your birthright. Claim it, believe it, live it, and watch your life transform in ways you never thought possible.